Welcome to Fox 54 News at 6. I'm Kenesha Dees. Today, Space Force cut the ribbon on a brand new interim facility beside Redstone Arsenal's Gate 10, where Space Command employees will work until their permanent facility is built. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo joins us live outside of Redstone Arsenal, where General Stephen Whiting helped open the new facility just this afternoon. Caleb, what's it looking like out there?
Yeah, Kenesha, the newest facility has been in development for weeks now as Space Command's transition team has been moving the necessary parts, pieces, and people from Colorado Springs to Huntsville. Redstone Arsenal made the space, and now Space Command is here to stay. Dozens of officials and employees from Space Command showed up for today's ribbon cutting, and they got an inside look at the office where up to 80 personnel will be working for the next few years. According to General Stephen Whiting with the U.S. Space Command, it's just the latest development in a multi-building expansion on Redstone Arsenal.
Not only is this move of U.S. Space Command something that's going to happen in the future, but right now, starting today and every day as we move to the right, there will be people here in North Alabama that are executing U.S. Space Command's critical mission. So now Huntsville is a part of that ecosystem who is responsible for helping to protect and defend American interests in space each and every day. And that will only grow as we move forward.
Space Command employees will be working here for the next few years before the opening of their 700,000 square foot headquarters, expected by 2031. Live in Huntsville, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
Thank you, Caleb. For now, Space Command staff will be working inside the interim office space before they can break ground on the final facility, where they ultimately expect up to 1,800 employees. Take a look at this. A blanket of clouds laying over the Tennessee Valley today, and with some warmth and mugginess too. This is just after last night's storm. We did have a 554 weather impact alert day. A nice day, but we could be cooling off as we end April. Joining me now is Fox 54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Jordan, we've made it to Wednesday. Can we expect that cool down?
Yeah, we are definitely going to get cooler as we close out the month of April and head into the early days of May. As a matter of fact, that cooler air is going to come in the somewhat immediate future. Not so immediate, though, not like over the next couple of hours. If you're going to be going out for dinner, it is still warm and it is still relatively muggy. 74 right now in Huntsville, 76 in Scottsboro, sitting at 72 degrees right now over in Florence. It's still warm over in northeast Alabama, warmer than everybody else. Fort Payne sitting at 76 degrees, 71 in Fayetteville up in southern Middle Tennessee. Through the rest of the evening, gradually falling through the 60s, 66 at 9, 64 degrees by the time we get to 10 p.m. Radar looks quiet this evening, and I would anticipate that it's probably going to stay that way. But then as we head into the overnight, we're going to begin to talk about another opportunity for some rain. There's some showers and a couple of thunderstorms across northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas. Some of that activity is going to build up into our neck of the woods. We're not talking about any severe weather, but we are talking about a chance of rain and cooler air. We'll discuss both here in a few minutes.
Although last night's storm wasn't as severe as expected, it still did some damage in Leeton, prompting emergency crews to respond to multiple downed and low-hanging utility lines near Colbert County High School. The Leeton Volunteer Fire and Rescue Department says a line was reported down across High School Street and New High School Street. You can see it here. Sheffield Utilities responded and removed the power lines from the roadway. Officials say remaining communications line is still in the area, but poses no danger. Drivers and pedestrians still advised not to touch that line. Last night's storm also caused damage in Owens Cross Roads, where several large trees you see here were knocked down, blocking part of Old Big Cove Road. Owens Crossroads Fire and Rescue says 3 large trees fell across the roadway during the overnight storms, creating a temporary shutdown for drivers in the area. Crews responded, cut up the fallen trees, cleared debris, and reopened the road. Thanks to them, no injuries were reported. We're now learning a 4th child has been added as a plaintiff and victim in the civil lawsuit against a former daycare worker. The lawsuit states the victim, HJS, was also a victim of Cameron White's misconduct while enrolled at Trinity United Methodist Church's Child Development Center. This comes after White formally denied all allegations of sexual abuse against him in the civil suit just yesterday. White charged with 8 counts of child sexual abuse and is held at the Madison County Jail on a $400,000 bond. We've learned a Decatur woman is suing a Decatur police officer claiming he used excessive force during an arrest outside her home leaving her with catastrophic injuries. The lawsuit names Officer Malachi Compton as the sole defendant. Heather Moffray alleges the incident happened a little more than a month ago, March 25th. According to the complaint, Moffray saw a patrol car behind her with emergency lights activated as she pulled into her driveway. She says she got out of her car, got scared, and walked toward her front door. The suit claims Compton gave no commands, chased her down, and slammed her to the ground. Moffray says she suffered a fractured skull, 2 brain bleeds, and hearing loss as a result. You can see images of her injuries there, too. She was arrested on 10 charges, but all of those charges eventually dropped. Officer Compton also involved in the controversial arrest of a street preacher on disorderly conduct back in February. DPD tells us he's still on administrative leave pending an internal investigation. A late-night patrol outside Limestone County Correctional Facility led to a major drug bust after officers say they recovered a drone along with multiple illegal drugs near the prison. The Alabama Department of Corrections says a K-9 unit was patrolling near the facility just after midnight Monday when officers spotted a suspicious car nearby, driven by Caitlin Watkins. They say once they approached the car, they found a drone and drugs, including 412 grams of weed, more than 100 grams of flakka, and 25 Suboxone strips. Watkins, arrested at the scene, faces charges of possession of marijuana, trafficking synthetics, and introduction of contraband into a facility by drone. She's now held at the Limestone County Jail on a more than $1 million bond. A Morgan County jury now hearing testimony in a murder-for-hire case connected to a 2020 killing. Prosecutors allege Jacqueline Skuse used social media to recruit a man to kill Anthony Shepard, her child's father. Shepard was found dead in July of 2020 during a welfare check at his home in Hartselle. According to officials, 5 people were indicted in connection with the case. Logan Delp, one of the 5, was convicted in October and sentenced to life in prison. Officials say Delp was hired to prevent Shepard from regaining custody of the child. Multiple schools in Decatur briefly placed on a secure perimeter today while police investigated an incident in a nearby neighborhood. Decatur City Schools says Eastwood, Walter, Jackson, and Oak Park elementary schools all placed on secure perimeter due to how close the schools were to an active DPD investigation. Police say the situation was isolated and no injuries were reported. The U.S. Supreme Court is reshaping the national redistricting debate after striking down Louisiana's second majority black congressional district, a decision that could influence how states, including us here in Alabama, draw congressional maps. The court found that the majority black district relied too heavily on race. Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall says the ruling confirms the state's argument that maps must be drawn using race-neutral criteria. He says Alabama will move quickly to review its congressional maps in response. Mobile County Sheriff's deputies arrested a man wanted for a quadruple murder in Wilmer. 54-year-old William Oliver, accused of killing 46-year-old Lisa Fields, 17-year-old Kezia Lucker, who was pregnant, and 12-year-old Thomas Cordell Jr. Their bodies found in their home more than a week ago. Mobile County Sheriff Paul Birch spoke with confidence about the arrest, saying he believes they have the right man.
Bottom line is good old-fashioned police work, knocking on doors, doing a lot of interviews, collecting footage in different places, and just was able to put together a real tight timeline that pointed us to that direction. He was at the home, 7:30-ish Sunday night, the 19th, and like I said, very, very tight timeline, very solid circumstantial evidence at this point, and we feel confident that we have the right man and charged appropriately.
Authorities say Oliver was known to the family, but a motive for the murders remain unclear. Oliver expected to make his first court appearance Friday. Back here in the Tennessee Valley, residents in Madison County predict a long legal battle ahead to stop a sewage treatment plant for taking residents in their community. Fox 54's Valentina Chalala hears more from them. A special salute to 2 military veterans in Huntsville. We learn more about their sacrifice and service to our country up ahead. Stay with us. Newmarket residents are taking legal action to stop a proposed sewage treatment plant near the Flint River. They say the project could impact water quality in the community, and now they're asking a judge to block the project before construction begins. Concerns about the project first came to light during a public hearing last October, where residents and environmental experts questioned the facility's impact on the local environment. Fox 54's Valentina Chalala spoke with concerned residents about why they say the risk is just too high.
This river could soon carry treated wastewater, and that's what has neighbors taking this fight to court. They say a proposed sewage plant near the Flint River could change how this water is used for good. The lawsuit argues discharge upstream could impact water quality downstream. A local group tested the river, finding there's just one E. coli colony now, but they say levels above 2 could make it unsafe for swimming.
This lawsuit is aiming to protect this neighborhood, our families, from this one sewage treatment plant. What we need to do is establish development protections in Madison County. As the county is growing, as we're getting all these wonderful new community members and neighbors, we really need to establish development protections to ensure that there's not incompatible development.
To help cover legal fees, a group called Keep the Flint River Clean hosted a yard sale, receiving donations from residents and even kayaking companies who could be impacted by the sewage plant.
We are going to be in a long legal battle, and we have a lot to get us started, but we're in it for the long haul and we won't give up. And our community is wonderful, and we're all united because of our love and use of the Flint River.
An online petition opposing the project has now gained more than 1,400 signatures. The case now heads to court, where a judge will decide whether construction can move forward. In Newmarket, I'm Valentina Chalala, Fox 54 News.
Many other residents say the Flint River is usually clean, and they want to keep it that way for fishers, kayakers, and those living downstream. Prime time to be outdoors, but so are the ticks. Tips on how to stay vigilant. Up ahead, we have your Wellness Wednesday. While we talk outdoors, Jordan, are we going to have a quiet night this time around?
Yeah, that's going to be really dependent on your location. We are talking about another opportunity for rain, but I don't think everybody is going to get rain tonight. We'll discuss in just a couple of minutes.
We're County 911. What's the address of your emergency room? Okay, your wife is in a bar. You said she's under assignment.
This is what he's going to tell you.
How to get out of that situation.
And I grabbed the gun.
Trying to find the first place to put a body.
No, sir.
The only thing they could do was kill him.
You want to say anything?
We, the jury, and to find the defendant.
As the summer months approach, many of us are headed to North Alabama's many trails, lakes, and even just our own backyards. But health officials are issuing a warning. We're not the only ones enjoying the outdoors. Ticks are also out and about. Fox 54's Logan Alexandra Russell tells us how to protect your family from these tiny but potentially highly dangerous pests.
Ticks are microscopic predators capable of carrying serious pathogens. In Alabama,
officials say we need to be on high alert as the temperature rises and families head outside to enjoy the Rocket City's green spaces.
Prevention is so key when it comes down to these conditions, because sometimes people might have minor symptoms or sometimes people might have major symptoms. We always try to tell people or we try to educate people about prevention. Anytime you plan on going outdoors and you're in an area where there are ticks, potentially protect yourself.
Epidemiologist Alexis Hines says prevention starts before you step outside. Beyond just wearing long pants and tucking them into your socks, experts say to avoid weedy or bushy areas where ticks tend to live. Infectious disease specialist Dr. Ali Hassoun says while several illnesses exist, one in particular stands out as the most common threat to our region.
The most common infection that we see here around Alabama is Rocky Mountain spotted fever, for example. Rarely we see others like Ehrlichia and Lyme disease, and that can happen after a tick bite within a week to 10-14 days in general.
Dr. Hassoun recommends wearing lighter colors so you can spot the pest easily. He says if you do find one, timing is everything.
We advise if you get a tick bite, you should seek attention within 72 hours.
If you are bitten, watch for flu-like symptoms or a bullseye rash. Finally, do a thorough check of your body and your pets the moment you get home. According to health officials, a few minutes of diligence now can prevent a lifetime of health challenges later. In Huntsville, Logan Alexandra Russell, Fox 54 News.
Find more Wellness Wednesday topics on demand right here on Fox 54 Plus. Download on your TV, watch for free. Cloudy day, yes. Muggy one, yes. Warm day as well, yes. And then I hear the rain may return.
Yeah, some of us are going to get some additional rain as we head into the overnight, even though we've already seen a significant amount of it over the last couple of days. Are you also ready for some cooler air?
I am, because this mugginess is just not for me.
No, at least not in late April. I'm not ready for the mugginess. We've got all of July, August, September, and depending on the year, we're having October and parts of November to deal with the mugginess. So I would like to not have to deal with it just yet. Rainfall totals over the last couple of days. Now these are just radar estimates. So it gives us a good general idea of what we've seen across all of North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. And in general, almost everybody has seen at least 2 inches of rain. Most of us have seen right around 2.5 or even 3 inches of rain. But when you get right down to a local level, it is more than that. Huntsville has seen 4 inches of rain over the last couple of days. Coleman, 3.5. Harvest, 3.46. Muscle Shoals, 3.43 inches of rain over the last couple of days. And this was incredibly beneficial to receive across the area. 3.16 inches of rain has been seen over the last couple of days over in Killen. Now, a new drought monitor comes out tomorrow, but it is not going to take this rain into account. We're going to have to wait for the drought monitor to come out a week from tomorrow to see what sort of widespread benefit this has had across the Tennessee Valley. Speaking of rain, radar looks nice and quiet. There is a little bit of rain to our south, and I think it's going to stay that way for the next several hours. I think we're going to be dry until we get to the early part of the overnight, when we are going to begin to see an additional round of rain build up into the area. There's some shower and thunderstorm activity back across far east Texas, northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas. Some of that activity is going to draw to the northeast as we head into the overnight. There's a cold front sitting to our south. That moved through earlier this afternoon, keeping a lot of this rain across central and south Mississippi, central and south Alabama to our south. But this activity sitting just to the north of the cold front is going to be able to push its way up into our neck of the woods. But I don't think everybody is going to get rain. I think the best chance of rain is going to be south of the Tennessee River and then across northeast Alabama. We could begin to see some of that activity move in after the 11 o'clock hour and then continuing in some capacity as we head into the earliest hours of Thursday morning. Now, it's not going to stick around that long. It's not going to stick around for several hours like the rain late last night and early this morning did. As a matter of fact, I think we're going to be talking about a mostly clear sky as we head into the Thursday morning commute. Now, Futurecast is getting really overexcited here. It tries to hold on to a mostly sunny sky as we head into Thursday afternoon. I think we're going to begin to see an increase in cloud cover as we head into Thursday afternoon. Small opportunity for rain on Friday, small opportunity for rain on Saturday. Neither day is going to be a complete and total washout, but a little bit of rain is in the forecast as we officially enter the early days of May. From there, we're going to be dry Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Another opportunity for some showers and thunderstorms. No severe weather moves into the Tennessee Valley by the time we get to next Wednesday. Still relatively warm this evening. Temperatures currently sitting in the low and mid 70s, 76 in Scottsboro, 71 in Florence, 70 degrees right now in Pulaski. We actually do a really good job at falling off as we head into the overnight. I've got us dropping off into the lower 50s. A low temperature right around 51 degrees. Getting on the school bus tomorrow morning, heading out the door for work, 54 at 8, 57 by 9, 60 degrees by the time we get to 10 a.m. Only climbing into the mid-60s tomorrow afternoon, 67 degrees. And we're going to kind of continue to hang out in the mid-60s Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 68 on Friday, 66, 65 Saturday, Sunday. We start Sunday in the lower 40s. We do get back to the 70s, a couple of degrees below average, Monday through Wednesday of next week.
A special salute to 2 military veterans in Huntsville bestowed Medal of Valor awards by the Department of Veterans Affairs. Colonel James Sprayberry and Captain Gary Mike Rose recognized for their actions during the Vietnam War. Colonel Sprayberry for his actions in a rescue mission in 1968, and for Captain Rose, his actions during a 4-day firefight as a medic in 1970. For both veterans to be honored by the VA for their actions in front of their colleagues and fellow vets was a very special moment.
We've survived a lot, and this is the payoff for being able to survive for this long. For someone to simply say thank you is enough, but this is certainly a privilege of a lifetime. So thank you so much.
It's just a thrill to have all these people. A lot of them I know, a lot of them I don't know, that come to the VA to, honor Mike and I. It means something.
Both men added the importance for fellow veterans to use the VA if they believe they need any help after serving their country.
From club to collegiate, one James Clemens Jet is making history at today's signing day. We'll tell you how next in sports.
Fox 54 Plus has your news, sports, and weather. Start your evening with Fox 54 at 5:30, delivering the latest headlines and live reports straight from the scene. Then stay informed with Fox 54 News at 9, featuring your Tennessee Valley certified most accurate weather impact team, tracking everything from tornado threats to traffic delays during severe weather. Fox 54 Sports Extra brings you more of what sports fans crave, with deeper insights, expert analysis, and all the action that matters most. On Fox 54 Plus, you'll also find Alabama politics, plus 24/7 weather radar and real-time forecasts to keep you ahead of the storm. Looking for a quick recap? Don't miss Fox 54 Week in Review, highlighting the biggest stories of the week. Jumpstart your morning with Morning Rush, fast-paced news updates featured with uplifting stories from across the globe. Get your entertainment fix with Getting Real, where we break down movie reviews, top 10 lists, and spotlight the newest film. Die Hard fan? Locked On Sports dives deep into the Crimson Tide, the Tigers, college rivalries, and pro action. True crime warrior style? Killer Cases brings you gripping real-life stories that stick with you. Hungry for more? Cooking with Style serves up mouth-watering recipes that are easy to make and impossible to resist. From movie previews before you head to the theater with Take a Look to must-know headlines from across the region and around the world with In the News. Watch all of these shows on demand and also on the Fox 54 News app. Available on Android and iOS devices. Streaming 24/7.
Time now for your look at sports. James Clemens Jets soaring on to new heights. Today is spring signing day, but for one student athlete, he will be moving on from club to collegiate level down the road. Alex Salguero, a captain for this James Clemens boys lacrosse team, is making history today. We're told he's the first player in program history to go from the club to play at the collegiate level, and Salguero will be going just up the road playing for the UAH Chargers.
I started playing hockey, and so a bunch of my friends from hockey went over to lacrosse because those sports are kind of similar. And I've been playing lacrosse ever since, but it's definitely smaller in Alabama than it is like up north, and so it's harder for players to go to college like that just because it's so small here. I've been mentally preparing all year for next year just to be working 24/7, and it's going to be like constant, and I'm definitely excited for it though. I definitely think other players on my team could do it, but I definitely have had to be very committed, and there's been a lot of work that I had to put into it. This year was Coach's first year, Coach Cam. He was definitely one of the biggest factors in I've just grown overall more as a person with him there.
Coming up later tonight on Fox 54 News at 9, where we hear more from the student athletes being honored today. From James Clemens High School in Madison, Gabe Glassman, Fox 54 Sports.
Coming up tonight on Fox 54 News at 9, the Supreme Court shakes up redistricting, striking down Louisiana's majority black district. Now, Alabama leaders say they're moving fast to review our maps ahead of the upcoming election. 3 North Alabama mayors joined leaders from all over the state in Montgomery today, all for one common goal, getting voters to approve a constitutional amendment expanding Aniah's law. We'll explain what to expect on your ballot May 19th. And a Decatur woman accusing a police officer of excessive force, filing a lawsuit over a violent arrest. We hear from her. We'll give you the details on this case and more for you tonight on Fox 54 News at 9. Before we let you go, this Saturday is the Kentucky Derby, but one of Churchill Downs' most popular stars won't be in the starting gate. Meet Mighty Aristides, better known as Ari, a miniature horse with a big job at the Kentucky Derby Museum. Ari helps greet visitors and serves as a calming companion for thoroughbreds transitioning from racing life to adoption. Museum staff say his playful personality helps connect fans with horses of all sizes. Well, that's cute. I've always wanted to go to the Kentucky Derby.
I have too. I don't get into horse racing. I don't get into betting, but I enjoy the names of the horses, for one. And I just kind of enjoy the pomp and the circumstance that comes with the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, I wonder how that mini horse got, I think it's pronounced Aristides.
Oh, I don't know. I was just assuming whatever. You said it with such confidence. I assumed it was correct.
Yeah, it's Greek
Yes,
mythology and all that, but I'm just curious how they get their names. The horses get their names.
I would also like to know, because they're never named like Thumper or Lightning. Okay, they're always fun, exotic names.
I love how you mentioned like weather-related names.
I thought
Lightning.
There was one that had a weather-related name one year.
They did.
It did not win. Didn't even come close. But that was the one I rooted for, and that's normally how I pick who I want to win, is based on how cool I think their name is.
Well, I would suppose it's a win for weather, given the horse was named after a weather-related name. So a win for weather, maybe not the Kentucky Derby.
But you know, we can win in other departments. We're going to get much cooler over the next couple of days. As a matter of fact, Thursday through Sunday, we're going to be talking about temperatures in the mid and upper 60s. But before we can get there, a little bit of rain is going to move through the Tennessee Valley as we head into the overnight. Maybe a couple of rumbles of thunder south of the Tennessee River. No severe weather expected. It's not until we get to Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week that we move back to the 70s.
All right. Well, we'll see you tonight at 9. Have a good one.